Well, it's not too bad out here in central Iowa this morning. Had a little bit of snow last night. About 27 degrees right now. All right, I can record a little bit of here. I shut the heaters off. Until it gets warmed up in here a little bit, they're gonna keep kicking on and off for a while until everything gets kind of warmed up. And before we get going in this video, I want to say if you like what you see in this video, please give it a big old thumbs up. Comment, say go down below, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. That way you always know when I upload a video. Also, James from over at Central Oregon Shenanigans, if you probably know who they are if you follow my channel at all, he's been whining and crying that I haven't given them a shout out here in the last few videos. And mostly it's because I don't really know what they have going on at the moment. Anyway, head over to their channel, Central Oregon Shenanigans. They got some stuff going on. I'm not exactly sure what they have going on. They do have, I believe they're gonna have a video out on Sunday. So make sure, just hop over there, check them out if you like what you see. Hit the subscribe button for them as well, and the notification bell. Also, do the same for Zane over at Hodgepodge Dodge Garage. James and I were trying to help him out, get him going a little bit. He's putting out some good videos on a bunch of different things. I'll link his channel down below as well. Go check him out if you like what you see. Do the same, hit that subscribe button. And are you wanting out, bud? Come on, pal. No? No? You don't want it? Okay. He gets hot. He likes it cold. It makes him feel better. He's been running around like a little puppy. And for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, he got shot. It's been last May, I believe it was. We really didn't know if he was gonna make it or not. But to see him run around now, you wouldn't hardly know anything ever happened to him. And Abby's getting big. So anyway, I do have this heater hung up in here, and I've got the exhaust, the vent, got it out through the wall, got the gas line all hooked up, and it's out the wall. Only thing I have left to do is hook up the electric and the thermostat. And I called on getting a 500-gallon tank yesterday. They're gonna contact me here the first part of the week. They have to come out and do a site check or something and make sure everything's gonna work out okay, and then they'll bring the tank, fill it, and I'll be good to go. Only problem I may encounter, and I don't think it's gonna be an issue, is I was talking to the guy, which he's not in charge of the LP stuff, but he was taking down information and gonna pass it along. And he was saying they like to bury the gas line. Tank needs to be, I guess, 10 feet away from the building, and it's all concrete out there. So I don't know if they can just run it on top of the concrete or not, or through some conduit or something. I mean, there's no traffic out there. Nobody ever goes back there. Worst case scenario, I guess, is I'd have to take the pipe going out the wall off, turn that T a little bit, and I'd have to pipe it out along this wall and go out that wall, because it is dirt out that way. Well, actually right on that side of the wall, I don't think it is. I don't remember. I don't think it is. I think it's concrete over to the side of the barn. I don't know. We'll make it work one way or another. Anyway, it is cooling off in here once again, so I'm gonna fire the heaters up. And I'll be back with you momentarily. Before I go, I think I'm gonna try spraying that today. That's why I have the Raptor Liner and the paint stuff out here, sitting in front of the heater, get it all warmed up. The metal on the truck has to get warmed up as well. So first things first, I'm gonna wipe this whole area down with some wax and grease remover. Primarily up here because, well, in fact, that's probably all I'm going to wipe down. Because I need to put some tape right at the top of that green. I don't want to get into the white. And I need to sand all this down, probably with some 320, get it all roughed up so the Raptor Liner will stick to it. Of course, the heater's going to kick on. So I'm going to get in here and do the best I can at laying this tape right up at the top of that green. Like I said, I don't want to get into the white. If anything, I'd rather leave a little tiny bit of green, but try to get right at the top of it. I'm going to have to be real careful when I'm sanding up here. I don't want to go through the tape. I think we'll be all right. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna get some plastic, I'm gonna get my wheels covered up and get all under here covered. Don't wanna get overspray on anything. I'm not gonna tape off the whole thing. I am gonna have to get plastic on the door or paper or something, but I'm gonna go ahead and do that and sand this down. I think I should put some tape right along here too. So I'm gonna do that, I'll bring you back in a minute. All right guys, so I've got this pretty well taped up above and below underneath there. I'm only doing this little spot here, but I don't want to take the chance of getting any bed liner overspray anywhere else. It's not going to take much to do this. And I'm pretty much going to ruin a whole bottle of this because the gun that you use to spray this, just the bottle attaches to the bottom of it. So yeah, I'm going to use a whole bottle of this just to do that one little area there. And hopefully it turns out right. Because if it doesn't, and it's just obviously off, really about the only thing I'm going to be able to do, I think, is probably respray the whole side, this whole side of the truck, that green down below the white. So hopefully she comes out. I went back and looked how I previously mixed it, and this stuff is actually, it's actually a little bit different than what I used before. Now it comes 271 milliliter, which that's how I was rattling off mixing it before. And you mix it 3 to 1, 3 parts of this to 1 part of the hardener. So before, in this bottle there's 750 milliliter. So you do 750 and then 250 milliliter of hardener, and then 10% of color, so 750 and 250 is 1,000, so you do 100 milliliter of color. And I know in the past that was too much to fit in this bottle, and I remember talking about that as well, that I had read that on other places that people had complained that when you add color to it, it won't fit in the bottle, and it didn't, and I ended up mixing it up in a paint cup and then dumping it back into the bottle. So we'll see if there's enough room in it now. Maybe that's why it's down to 711. So I'm gonna have to mix it up a little bit different. 711 milliliter is 24 ounces. And so if you mix it 3 to 1, a third of that is 8 ounces, which they give you a cup here that has 8 ounces. So if you're not adding color to it, you just fill this with hardener up to the line, you dump it in the bottle, and then you shake the bottle for, it says 2 minutes, and then you spray it. If you're adding the color, you dump 8 ounces into the bottle, and then you're gonna dump, what did I say? I think it actually comes out to like 95 milliliter or something like that. But roughly 100 milliliter of color into the bottle, shake it up and spray it. I mean, it is that easy, and it's a lot easier to spray this stuff than it is paint. Anybody could spray this. But I'm just hoping the color comes out all right. This stuff has been on there for, well, I think it'll be 4 years this summer. So even if I mix it exactly right, it may be off a little bit. I don't know, we'll see how it turns out. And worst case scenario, I'll get it on there. It's not quite gonna match. And we may have to wait a little bit of time, even a couple of days or more, let it cure and see what the color is gonna end up as. But should be pretty close, but if it's obviously not right, we'll be respraying the whole bottom of it probably, which wouldn't be that hard, but just kind of a pain. And this here is the gun that you spray the bed liner with. It's called a Schutz gun. And this tube just screws in the bottom up there. And then you put this guy out here, and that's all there is to it. It's got a 5/8 nut on it. So we'll tighten that up. And then you mix everything up in the bottle. This goes down in the bottle, you screw it on, and away you go. So I got it all mixed up. Here goes nothing. Supposed to wait 60 minutes between coats. All right, time for coat number 2. One thing I don't like about this stuff, flash off time is an hour, pot life's an hour, so it's been about 45 minutes, not an hour. But we'll get the second coat on here. Done. And now I'm going to immediately pull the paint off, or not the paint, the tape off around this stuff. Need a rag. Yeah, so like I said, the pot life is an hour, but you're supposed to wait an hour. Well, it's 68 degrees. You're supposed to wait an hour between coats, and so I've got it quite a bit warmer than 60 degrees. How the heck did I do this? So I think we're good. Can't find the end of my tape. We're looking good, boys. We're looking good. I'm gonna get this off of here. All right, guys, so it's been a couple hours, and I gotta say, I think it's looking pretty darn good. I took a couple pictures of it, and in the pictures it looks just a little bit off, like a little bit lighter colored. Not sure how it's looking on this camera. In person it looks like it matches perfectly. Only thing I could think of is that's still a little bit wet and might be reflecting a little bit more light. And it takes this stuff a while to dry. You're supposed to wait at least 72 hours. Don't expose it to any kind of water or moisture for 72 hours, and 5 to 7 days to fully dry, which I'm not driving the truck anyway because we had snow and they were throwing salt and stuff on the road, so not going to be driving the truck. So it's going to be sitting in here at least for the next 72 hours anyway. I'm not going to take it outside. I do need to take it outside so I can get that Tahoe in here and see what's going on with that. It's either the water pump or just a gasket. I'm not 100% sure, but I need to get that fixed. But no, this turned out really good. And I sprayed that at 60 PSI because that's what I did before when I initially sprayed it. In the instructions it says 40 to 60 PSI. That's the gun you use. I think it's called a Schutz gun. U-Paul sells those. I believe when I bought the first box of U-Paul, it came as a kit with that gun. If not, I think they're only like $20 or something like that. And I'll try to link that down below in the description for you. And it is incredibly easy to spray. Anybody could do this. I think my 11-year-old daughter could spray that stuff. It's a heck of a lot easier than spraying paint. This Raptor Liner is real easy. And if you're going to do that, I would suggest, I just use a cardboard box, but I would suggest if you've never done it before, you know, a box, a board, a piece of metal, something to test it out on so you can see how it's going to come out of the gun, how fast you need to move. Keep moving. That's what I can tell you. Just like painting, you can't sit there with the gun in one place. It's going to pile it on. I don't know if you noticed when I first started spraying, I kind of got hung up right down in here. I can see it just a little bit, not enough to bother me, but it piled it on just a little bit. It does tend to kind of even out after a while, but just keep the gun moving and you won't have any trouble. Super simple. And when you get done, I put 2 coats on this. They say 2 to 3. I put 2. That's what I did before. And as soon, well, maybe like 5-10 minutes after you get your last coat on, get the tape off of there. Otherwise, if you let it dry, you may not get it off. Or at least you're gonna have a heck of a time getting it off. Get it off of there while it's still wet, you'll be in good shape. And it looks like Buddy wants out. Come on, bud. Come on, pal, you're getting hot in here. Come on, let's go. Yeah, he gets hot pretty easy. I've had the temperature up pretty good, mid to upper 70s in here anyway, just to help that dry as much as I can. So if you would, give this video a big old thumbs up. Comments, they go down below. Hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. That way you'll always know when I upload a video. Check out James and Kyle at Central Oregon Shenanigans, Zane over at Hodgepodge Dodge Garage. They will all be linked down below. And we'll catch you next time, guys. Bye-bye.